The gang has had a rough time traveling out of the outpost through the bog to get to Threeattle where the cure is. They had to carry things in real life. Dicarius gained power by drinking milk. George has still never missed a shot, and Dagger Guy has shown he still hates Dicarius. Right now, the gang has made it through most of the wilderness exploration and is about to make it into Threeattle. And finally, before we head off, there is that small little storage thing that you got from the body of the Roko. This rest time that you have would be a good time to try to investigate it a little further, if that's something you would like to do. I want you to roll me a d20.
Okay. Nat 1.
Nat 1. So as you go to access this little piece of storage that was on the Roko's dead body, you go through and you actually, the Roko that you killed also was looking for the cure in the database that you guys are also trying to go find. You're going to need to hack into that. There's going to be a password, and the password is what I'm going to write down. Mm-hmm. And the D20 is how many seconds I'm going to show you this.
Oh my God.
So you guys, I'm going to show this to you for 1 second, and then I'm erasing it.
Am I allowed to use points for it now? Should I do
It might
3
be-
seconds or 2 seconds?
I think 2 seconds.
2 or 3.
You look at the left half of it. I'll look at the middle. You look at the end. I don't know how many letters it's gonna be, but I think
2 seconds is a good
I don't know. He's been writing a really long time.
Are we allowed to write it down right after we look at it?
Yeah. Okay, maybe.
Okay.
Fuck it, it's worth it. It's what my purpose is. It's to find the cure. I need those 20 points. We'll do 3 seconds total.
So are you guys ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Did anybody get the middle part?
I got the second word.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I thought it was going to be 1. I was not ready for the vertical. That took me like a whole second and a half to realize what even the format of the password was.
I got the last word.
Okay.
Forest 1, right? Or Forest exclamation mark or something? Hadius Extrabus?
I thought it was Excalibur.
Excalibur? That sounds right.
We're fucked.
I only looked at the first and last.
Oh, no. Did nobody look at the third word?
We don't have the second.
We didn't know how many words there was going to be.
I mean, oh, God. I was like, which one's the password? And then I realized they're all the password, and then I was like, he's already flipping it back.
I thought Robert was fucking writing like a paragraph.
I thought he was just writing
didn't think he was
really
writing
big.
words.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a string of random characters.
Oh,
like
no.
Q7, open parentheses, 4, 3, close bracket.
Well, we got like 2/3 of it roughly.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
Maybe that's good enough for passwords, right?
Yeah.
That's
What did
usually
you
how
have
it goes.
The first word as?
It was like
I will let you guys, between filming sessions, you guys can try to figure it out. You can do any researching you would like.
Huh?
Yeah, it was like Shurima or something like that.
Sharima Shuffle. Is there a possibility that I can like access information on not like the actual password, but like things relating to the words that we figured out?
The one thing that you could glean from the moments that you had with the password, all 4 words had to do with mythology. It's mythology for things that are thousands of years in the future. So, like mythology for me, Robert, that I researched. Mm-hmm. It's how there are like Egyptians that also studied ancient Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the timeline.
Gotcha.
Right? After doing some decryption on the drive, you have a little bit more to travel before you get to Threeattle. If there's any more preparations or you want to talk to Dagger Guy or George, we can do so. Otherwise, there's going to be one final survival check.
Gotcha. I do want to talk to Dagger
I'd
Guy.
rather not talk to Dagger Guy.
Could I just have a quick aside with Dagger Guy? Because I feel like we left on a pretty good note with me kind of being the bigger man and apologizing, even though he was being a little see you next Tuesday. But kind of a quick aside and just be like, hey man, are we good with the exosuits? It really helps me fight. I'm kind of useless in combat otherwise. So I just want to make sure if I transform, you're not going to start hacking again.
Okay, look, it's helpful. Looks like you can take a lot of hickle. It's not getting to who you are. But as soon as I get it an inkling that you're going to turn, I have to. For my own safety, it feels like you're trying to make things all about you here. Each one of us, me, George, all of our other friends, Sword Guy that you haven't met, all of us had to get rid of every single thing that we had that was technology in order to keep our people safe. And the fact that you aren't doing that, I'm risking everything just being around. I'd rather just be out here in the zombies because I know I can kill them if I need to.
Man,
But
if I turn into a zombie, you have full permission to chop my head off all my limbs of every suit I'll ever wear. But I'm not going to turn into a zombie.
I don't trust you, but we're going to move forward, and I'm not going to stop you from using your suit anymore.
All right. Glad we could put our differences aside.
Agreed.
Pew, 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 pew. Back to Splatoon.
As he turns around and walks away, you see one of the big branded crossbows on his back that he also has.
Bro fell for the marketing.
Big Laser and Big Crossbow are definitely doing the thing where they're like actually friendly IRL, but they have like an artificial competition. You know, they just smack talk each other to build up the hype.
It's actually just the same parent
It's just the
company.
same.
You go up.
Yeah.
You guys have at least gotten better at navigating and surviving out here in the bog in your time with George and Dagger Guy. You guys are continuing on through the wastelands. Of course, in any reveal, you go up across a little bit over a hill to try to see where the city is going to look like. As you're going over these like rolling hills to get to Threeattle, though, one particular hill, George sees like, oh, see, there's a little twinkle out there, and he takes his gun and tries to look through the sights to see what he can see. All right, fellas, two things over there. One, there's actually like a crashed plane out there. Looks like it was coming from Threeattle. Not saying we have to investigate it now, but it could be something if we wanted to go investigate that or something.
Could be some cool stuff there.
Second, and you guys aren't gonna like this, but you see those little moving things around that med plane, and you guys are all able to get a little bit of a better look also through the scope. You see a pack of zombies roaming around, and one of them in the middle, its head is replaced by like a structure that goes out, and there's a solar panel on top. So the zombies are now able
Ecologically
to
friendly.
remotely walk around with a mobile power supply, and they don't have to return to a base at any point.
Man, it must suck to be the solar power guy. all your buds get to go out and have fun, and you're the fucking Tesla charger.
The healer of the
It's
group.
probably pretty popular though.
Yeah, but like, you know, he's kind of like the plug, you know, like everybody knows and talks to him, but nobody's friends with him.
The one guy with a vape at a party. Yo, dude, what's up? Can I hit that?
Yeah, you get one hit and you never learn his name.
A couple more hours until you make it to the city of Threeattle. As again, you crest over a different hill.
So many crests.
You see the city rise up over the hill that you're walking over. And here you see the massive sprawl of the city. There's like advertisement screens the size of buildings, but here they've been like shattered and they're like flickering and it's all corrupted, and it kind of like morphs into something that looks almost a zombie advertisement, but then it goes to something else. The AI hasn't figured out how to like train itself to advertise to itself yet. Buildings have been shattered, things have collapsed. There's all of like the cable that almost pulled you away, Utral. Giant like metal and electrical cables are like wrapping around buildings as though they're like the zombies are like spreading and like holding, like creating their territory as like a network of like almost a living being of a city.
Does it look like the city from the third Matrix?
I haven't seen the Matrix.
So yes.
Yes.
What the fuck?
it has.
Like that.
But also Threeattle still has, you know how like North Korea is like they'll do things to make it look like they're more populated? Threeattle still has like public transit buses running, like the buildings and shops will still like have the lights go on at 9 a.m. and close down at 6 p.m. Even though it's very obvious that the rest of it is like, oh, we shouldn't go in there, they're kind of like trying to trick other people into thinking that maybe the city is inhabited, even though it's like clearly not.
It's like if a Venus flytrap was a city, but was also really bad at its job.
Yeah. Once the AI infects some more like city planners, like it's over, you know?
The white van with free candy spelled wrong on the side.
Yeah.
They're gonna spell it correctly.
Probably these days just be like free TikTok and wanting in.
George says the data center is in there. He's able to like point into like this one, like it's past some like of the skyscraper buildings. It's this little like, you know, windowless, featureless cube. Everyone I've known to go there and try to get some data out, they don't come back. If you guys want to go in there, your prerogative.
I was gonna say, well, then you haven't known us. But a question before I do: how many people have you known to go there and before they left say, "But you haven't known us" after you've given your speech about no one coming back?
Only one, actually. Usually everyone else is like, I'm probably not coming back.
All right, then. No, I don't want to be a copycat. Never mind. I've got no cat in me, so we can either beeline for the data center or check out plane.
Maybe pick up some goodies to help us at the data center.
Yeah.
The plane could be cool. There could be
some
snacks
attachments
there.
for my suit.
You said it was a med plane, or was it just a plane?
I didn't mean to say med plane, but it's a med plane.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
You
I mean,
have
if it's
that
got the big
information.
first aid cross on it, you know?
Yeah.
It would have a Cybercorp logo on it.
Ooh.
Oh fuck!
Well, cyber
What if
works.
that's my dad's private jet?
I mean,
Maybe you should take off the branding on your arm.
I know. Talked a bit of big talk about going to that data center, but it doesn't hurt to be more prepared.
Agreed. I could use some new augment. I could use new supplies.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
maybe don't say augments around Dagger Guy. He's a bit sensitive. I think big crossbow's gotten to him.
We until he hears about Big Laser.
Yeah, don't tell him about Big Laser.
Second rule for me.
God damn, Milk
And
Boy.
holy fuck. Going through the first half of that one was so easy. Last half, I
Finishing
was
that
like,
one,
oh.
I'm just trying to make the bones a little big, you know?
I mean, I gotta do one more.
Oh my god, you're actually pouring another one.
Yeah.
You are
Dude, I mean, listen, if I can't finish it, I can't finish it.
I
If I
mean-
get into a situation where I need to chug it, I want it to not be full.
Again, you guys are with some good survival experts here. You move toward the med plane
stuff,
now that you can fully assess it and recognize it. Do you guys know like in Ant-Man and the Wasp, there's like that van that they like quantum jump into?
I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Why would you make that the movie,
Robert loves the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's a great movie. You get closer. Imagine like a big white van, lots of different equipment and things to go in. There are these like loops of light that would, have been shut off since there's no more power on the plane, but like that'll like go in and on the inside that it's like, oh, maybe there's some like regeneration ability that like once was able to be used here in the plane. But it has since crashed here into the ground, and the zombies are actually still there.
How many are we talking?
There's like one solar panel guy, and then there's 4 other ones that are a little too far away for you to identify. The zombies that are in front of the med plane right now, they were kind of just hanging out. Once you went to the city and then chose to came back, they were still standing in the same spot. They weren't patrolling or anything. The zombies leave, and they're leaving because the solar panel, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but they were charging up, using it as an oasis before they head out and continue on where they need to go. This is a place that zombies come to recharge.
So not just the solar panel guy, the plane as well is a recharge station for them.
I mean, the
Everyone.
plane just has power.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
They're using it as like a makeshift recharge station.
Yes,
and
yeah,
also
yeah.
their solar panel guy.
Yeah, and the solar panel guy greatly extends how long that they can stay out for.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're like, oh, let's just energy drink it up and go to this med plane.
Slurp.
So they are leaving though, but it does seem like a place that the zombies like to be. If you
Yeah.
wanted to be more careful about it.
Anyway,
Maybe
it's
we
a
can-
zombie kind of hotspot. Maybe
Yeah.
we should be careful for what's inside. Looks like that plane is definitely infected.
Maybe
Be quick.
yeah, get in, get out, quit fucking about.
Anybody susceptible to infection, don't go all the way inside.
hang back
I
a
can-
little bit.
I can hang back and inspect the loose
Yeah.
cargo outside
But
properly.
we also might need him to do some hacking.
You can
Might
bring
be
me
that as
things.
well.
Well, we can get in there, check it out, see if it maybe is safe. Also, this conversation having in hush voices, so
Yeah.
George
yeah.
and Knife Guy aren't like over here. I'm sorry, susceptible to infection.
Yeah. I asked Dagger Guy to stand a respectable 20 feet away.
They're all off like sharpening their daggers and cleaning their gun.
So we need to come up with some alibi for why you're standing outside.
We need somebody to look out, right?
Right.
Like a lookout position.
do that.
Lookout
So,
position.
yeah.
I'll be the alert.
Yeah, let's try to be a little snaky. And
Snaky bikey like.
okay.
Unironically, it would just be good to have a lookout.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
regardless.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going to be a group that
Excuses
comes.
aside,
Yeah.
somebody should probably watch.
All right.
I can do that.
So I guess we approach.
Well, actually, wait.
Where are you guys gonna have Dagger Guy and George?
I feel like George should be outside with me, and then
yeah.
Dagger Guy with you guys.
I'm a little scared that they're gonna
Yeah.
instantly just try to hack up any technology in there. Actually,
Fair
if they
point.
go in, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'd kind of rather have Dagger Guy and George further out from the plane,
Like a little perimeter to,
pre-lookouts. The lookout for the
The lookout
lookout.
for the lookout.
The lookout?
Some like scouts.
Yeah,
I like that. I like
a
that.
scout.
And then
Okay.
George can pick off zombies that
Yeah.
come, maybe.
All right. So here's the plan, guys. Me and Sharktooth are gonna go in, check out what's inside to get any supplies we want. You guys are gonna go out on a scouting mission. Make sure no huge hordes of zombies gonna come out. And Utral's also gonna be a lookout outside the ship, a little closer. Does that sound good?
I was gonna say we just blow up the plane, but that sounds like a way better idea.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there could be snacks and stuff in there.
Do you think they have any of those gushers, those fruit gushers?
Yeah, I'm kind of also
I miss
hoping that they
those.
have some Coke Zero in there too.
I was
I've
just
been
gonna
able to
say
get
that,
some.
my man.
It's been-
I
I
actually
used
prefer
that
Pepsi Zero.
stuff.
I mean, Pepsi Zero is basically robot piss.
We have Dagger Guy and George. They're doing like a big, large scout, watching guard, making sure nothing's coming. Utral, you're gonna be outside of the plane just to make sure that nothing happens
I
in
assume
like a
there's
close
like
radius.
kind of fucked up cargo that's like spilled out from the crash. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
we're
yeah.
maybe-
And it's more like a biplane. It's not like a 737.
Okay. I was thinking Big O, but you're right.
And then Sharktooth and Dakarius, you guys are going in and doing
Yep.
like an investigation of the
Checking
ship
it
itself.
out.
Okay.
Wait, an investigation check is going to be required.
Maybe I do go in.
I got you.
what if we just bring him in anyway? What's the first that can happen?
Well, what if we just do a quick peek, see if we can see
Yeah,
him.
Call me in
maybe
if
have
you-
Utrol.
He's just like in the back, maybe.
Yeah,
Or maybe in
Utrol
the
hanging in
middle.
the
Maybe
back.
in the middle.
Middle?
I don't know. Don't want him to get infected so bad.
Yeah, but there's no way there's anything bad in this plane, right? Let's you and me go.
I think there's definitely something bad in this plane.
All right, let's you and me go and scout in first and see if there's any like zombies immediately in there, and then if not, then we'll bring a neutral.
Can we do something? Maybe like open the door and like stand back and maybe like look inside from the outside.
The back part of like the dropship is completely open. You can clearly see stuff.
Okay.
So you can see inside the supplies.
Yeah.
You can see at the front. There's like a little console in which stuff was controlled and figured out.
All right.
Some of the supply is like strewn about as the plane like
Yeah.
crashed into the ground, and there's like a crater of dirt leading up to where it is.
Darius, let's you and me just do a walkabout, go in, come back, make sure nothing jumps at us, and if nothing does, we'll bring a neutral.
All right. I'll walk up to the entrance and I'm kind of surveying as I'm like pretty much standing in the threshold of the
Entrance.
Yeah.
And I'm watching his back while he surveys.
What are you looking for again?
Any movement, any signs of like, you know how the city is kind of like the AI is like growing in it?
Yeah.
Any signs of infection that look like that? Any obvious like sockets or like chips, microchips?
Oh,
seems
and
like-
any Coke Zeros.
It
and then
seems
Coke
like
Zeros.
no Coke Zeros here.
An untouched mini fridge
Okay,
in the
let's
corner.
leave, guys. There's nothing for us. Let's get out of here.
No Coke Zeros. It seems like because you are part of Cybercorp, this plane was trying to escape the city once shit started going down 6 years ago. There's no sign of infection. The AI wouldn't think that people would be here, so they're not trying to be like, let's wait around and see what's going on. Nothing that you can see is hiding. You see a bunch of supplies everywhere that you could search through if you wanted. The console at the front looks like it is still powered, and it looks like the coils that create like the regeneration aura could still create some power as well.
All right, let's bring a neutral, and then check out some of these crates. Maybe see if there's any power that we can drain from it, or I don't know, any information.
Do we know how this ship is being powered?
No clue.
Before I bring Utrol in, I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, I just have to ask before we go in there. Do you really like Pepsi Zero?
It has a slightly better taste than Coke Zero. Look, we don't have access to Coke Zero at the research
He's on their
lab.
payroll.
You think Decarius would give me a Coke Zero if I was ever in his...
Sharktooth has
Banner.
that brief
Never
look
asked.
where you're like reflecting on all the choices that you've made up until this point. Too late to turn back.
Just show me the console.
So you are now all going in and trying to, each person can do like one check trying to figure out what's going on with this plane. There are supplies that you could find here. If there's anything else besides like the hacking into the call.
I'll
We definitely
pilfer
need,
the
like,
supplies.
Medicine. Anything I can find out about, like, the power source.
Okay, are you doing that from like afar?
I want
it
to do
with
that,
your first.
like, near the console.
Are you trying to like access the console to see if there's information on the files of the computer?
Is there like a
Don't access that console. Do not hook yourself in. Don't
Is there like
fucking
a
do
safe
it.
way to do that? Like without like a
Run a VM on your operating
one-way
system.
cord.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was a safe way, like I feel like this whole zombie apocalypse thing wouldn't have been a big problem, right?
I feel like it's a little bit too dangerous then to plug yourself in there.
You're probably right. Can I do an Arcana check to trace wires and see what the hell is causing the regeneration of electricity to see maybe if I can put a stop to it?
It looks as though like tracing some cabling and some power lines in part of the ship. There was a gas-powered generator that was had provided power for when the plane was here and then crashed, and the battery stores are just like they're leaking out, and this is still residual power that is coming off the plane. This thing was supposed to like make it out of the city and then crashed, and it's like it's almost like a private jet for somebody. That's like this isn't just like we're gonna get out of the city and go 20 miles. It's like we want to be able to live in this thing for a while too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just residual power that is draining. It's pretty low
Supernatural
overall.
about this power,
Gotcha.
though. Okay, sounds good. Puts my mind at ease a little bit.
I'm gonna look through the crates just for medicines and snacks.
I mean, there's basic like food. I'll give you each like the smallest health syringe. So 2d4 plus 2. Each one of you can
stimmy.
get one of those. Like
So I guess prioritizing medicine then, since it's a medicine
Yeah, seems
plane.
like what their
Anything
specialty
cool in
is.
there?
Yeah.
I guess just any other like strong weapons that'd be on the plane too.
knowing that someone would try to like be on this plane to live here a while. You didn't find any when you were looking around, but there could be weapons on this plane. You see like some traces of when this plane crashed. There was some combat as they were fighting the zombies.
Gosh, do you think it's worth to keep looking in case there's weapons on this ship?
Mm-hmm.
If we're going into the city, I think we need every weapon in our arsenal, literally and metaphorically.
I agree. I mean, we haven't seen signs of anything dangerous yet, so like we just keep looking.
Do you think we need pre-apocalypse weapons?
Who knows what we'll find, right? They could have grenades. They could have anti-zombie rifles. You know, who knows where these people were? I guess an anti-zombie rifle
Cybercorp was the best.
just a regular rifle.
Our tech is pretty great. Also, I want to kind of look for parts, like mechanical parts of the plane that I can maybe do like a swap-in upgrade on my suit. Like, dude, we're rolling hot right now.
Pretty good.
You are able to find hinges and lubricants and things that would make your suit faster, but it would still take time to upgrade. You can't just be like, bah, slap it
Right,
on, right?
okay.
You're like an opening up an inventory.
But can I
or
just
whatever.
like carry the supplies with me?
Yeah, you can take them. You can
All
take
right,
them.
sick.
Sharktooth will kind of just like poke his head out the plane, make sure George and Dagger Guy are
They're still
doing
doing their
jobs.
job. Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna keep looking around this plane for some weapons. I know we said it would be dangerous to hack in to the ship, but do you think that there's any? Is that a risk? It's possible. I mean, I guess if they've been recharging here, right? They've probably infected it.
It's been touched.
Yeah, it has been touched. I mean, they've been recharging from the plane.
Is there
you know.
any like flight logs or any like
Like a
that on
plane
that?
black box?
I don't know, but like
23?
Our
20,
rolls in
24,
this
24.
plane have been so
you guys
high.
have really good rolls on the plane.
This is the best plane in the world. Guys,
We're
you got
invincible.
dice.
We should just plug in. We should just plug right in.
That's the one bad roll.
Yeah.
Things have been going well. No way they don't continue to go well.
Why would they?
I think
stop
this plane
going
is just
well?
purely positive and there's no risks.
No
That's-
downside.
The black box that
Can never be
you
too safe.
find, it would have the information. It would, if you wanted to look into it, you'd know what happened to this ship and why it crashed. The reason that this plane crashed, the last audio logs that you hear on the plane were that the plane was hijacked by someone on it. The pilot was flying it. You hear the door open and like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And then you hear a weapon get discharged, a thump as the person goes down on the dashboard, and then the plane crashed.
Do zombies use weapons? Have
Not
they
that
been
you've
known?
seen, not that
could
you
have
guys
been
have seen or
Shurima.
heard of.
Definitely not in the early days then.
I'd have dates that go along with this. So is this right after the apocalypse started, kind of thing? Like,
This would have been like a couple months after the infection would have started proper.
Bit of interpersonal conflict then.
Oh, the door to the cockpit opened. That makes more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
did someone fly up next to the plane and open the door?
No, this isn't an Alaskan Airlines plane.
That one's a real head scratcher.
looks like a bit of mutiny.
But wouldn't they just die with the plane then as well?
Maybe
Oh,
hijacking gone wrong.
Well, no, you can shoot the pilot and then take over. I guess they also knew
But
how to
the-
fly a plane.
But the plane's crashed, so
Guess they didn't know how to fly this
Yeah.
one.
they had a two-step plan and they only did the first part, where the second part was to then fly the plane.
you learned how to fly the plane, right?
yeah, a
Or-
big I didn't think I'd get this far moment.
Wait a minute, guys. This is a Cybercorp plane. We've been framed.
Degarius.
Someone's trying to this plane had important information about the virus. And
Dick out.
somebody didn't want it to get out.
Degarius, I think you're stretching a little bit here, mate.
No, it makes perfect sense. Think
What?
about it. Why else would someone want to kill someone just fleeing from Threeattle?
You know what, Degarius?
Bringing supplies.
I give a sympathetic look to Utril. Yeah, you know what, Degarius? Let's discuss that around the campfire tonight, but maybe not right now.
I'm going to clear my family's name.
I'm sure you are, mate. While they're doing that, Sharktooth is just still pillaging these crates for stuff.
You find a vial of like that looks like one of the ones that was injected into you, but this one's a centipede. So you could get centipede if you want.
I'll drink the centipede vial.
Now when you rage, you can get all the tiny little centipede legs out of your sides, but they don't do anything.
They're slightly
that's
distracting.
disgusting.
Plus 1 AC.
I'll choose not to use it.
I don't want to push our luck too hard.
Why not?
But wait, now I'm really into this ship because I think there's something important about this ship.
My father's work.
Oh, we might have to jack into this thing.
No.
No.
How important do you think your life is, Usually? This company made you.
I was made by the Rocos.
I start going into a frenzy, like ripping through all the boxes I can see, trying to rip open anything, see if there's any hidden compartments, just absolutely trying to find every nook and cranny in this.
You find a millipede vial.
Like, I'm not looking for like supplies at this point at all. I'm just looking for, I don't even know what I'm looking for exactly, but
Secret
any
doors,
like
latches.
information
Yeah,
that could have been on this plane that somebody would have wanted to stop getting out. Because I'm very in on this conspiracy theory.
I feel like you'd use the suit to like get bare arms or something and then rip shit open.
Yeah, if there was
Yeah.
like something I need to like pry open.
So a couple things that you're doing, and almost in like a Shark Tooth kind of rage, you're like just pulling at anything, any sort of like panel you open up, shit that you can rip out, whatever you can find that looks like there could be something within this plane. 3 things happen. 1, you find, it looks like a locked chest that has been opened up, and it's like a carving with foam is there, and there is an empty spot in this foam carving for what looks like a handgun. The second thing that happens is you pull out some wires, and then the console at the front of the ship, like a little lock screen appears. It looks like it's trying to protect some information. And third, coils within the ship start humming. The power is on. You can hear from all around the synchronized voice of zombie screams. The hum is a signal to them to converge on this point.
Oh, you say